What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
And I'm still James.
We have an epic review for y'all today. We are reviewing Coming to America, the sequel to Coming to America. Is it better than the original, or is it just another sequel that they used to cash in?
Find out after the intro.
Yes. Oh my God. All right. Excuse me. We have returned. So, Coming to America. Coming to, as in the number 2, America. Clever.
Yes.
But not really. And
So original.
So this is a sequel to the 1989 classic Coming to America, one of my favorites. This is like, I don't know, to me, I think every black household, every black house got a copy of Coming to America in their DVD collection, their VHS collection, or wherever you might have your videos.
Like even if it's not supposed to be in the house, it's in the house.
Yeah.
Like my dad had a copy that my mom was trying to get rid of forever.
I mean, I don't know why. It's got to stay there. And it's like this was a classic, man. It had all the great comedians from before. That's what I liked about Eddie Murphy, old school. He used to his movies, I guess, in the 80s, where he'll have a whole black cast and they all be like great people from, predecessors of comedians and actors and stuff. So, so he used to show a lot of respect or whatever, and that was great. So this is part 2. And this is in 2021. 30 years, it take place 30 years later. And was anybody asking, or like was everybody like, we can't wait to see what happened to Akeem after he got married to Lisa? You think people wanted to see this?
I have never heard anyone ask the question, hey, you ever wonder what happened with those?
Some movies are better. You just ride for the sunset.
Yeah.
We don't need to see what happened after that.
And then after they announced that they were making this movie, it was like, yeah, people have been wondering for so long. It's like, no one asked.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, but the idea can work. When I heard the idea, I was like, okay, I wasn't asked for a sequel, but I can see it, Plus, I love that movie. So let's watch this trailer and let's see did they actually hit with this sequel, coming to America.
Hey, what you doing back here? Mufasa.
Say it again, feel right in his
I've just discovered that I may have a son here in this land. How much child support is she getting from? The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
Hello, I am Akeem Joffer, king of Zamunda. You are the heir to the throne. Yes, my son.
He's supposed to be like the prince of Wakanda.
Wakanda is a fictional place.
Not to everybody.
Zamunda is a very real nation.
I don't need no handout. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna pack. Okay, baby.
Presenting King Akeem's son from America
And my mom's.
and his mom's.
Children, this is your brother.
Hey, Quine. I'm sorry I slept with your man.
This happened before we even met.
It's not like you're the first man I've ever been with.
What did you just say about the other man?
Coming to America, now it's coming to me.
I always thought that Mika was going to be queen.
A woman isn't allowed to rule Zamunda. It's the law.
Did it ever occur to you that Mika wanted to be your heir?
Would you dare banish me from my own bedroom?
How you doing, Akeem?
I'm getting it from everywhere. I have upset my family.
You must be strong.
And General Izzy would love nothing more than to take over Zamunda.
Raise it higher.
I'm a king, I'm a
Put your hands together.
What
Like that.
Say it again.
give me all
It's a party over here.
I'm must admit, your style is foreign to my kingdom, but is impressive.
That's right. There you go. Let me hear you say, hey, ho.
Hey ho!
No, don't do that. That's his mother.
Oh, don't you say so.
No, not to his mother.
Almost ready to become a prince.
Almost. It is time.
Ceremonial circumcision.
Bring forward the royal machete. Machete?
They're gonna sharpen your tool, nephew.
Coming to America, now it's coming to me. I'm a king,
Okay. Coming to America.
So how'd you like it?
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. Now we know how I feel about the original. You know how I feel. I love some Eddie Murphy. He got some bad movies along the way, but originally Eddie Murphy was always to me a real good producer and director, writer, actor, and all that. So Eddie's endeared to me, and the movie. But this movie. This movie to me was, Eddie was in it. He had a lot to do with it, but this was a vehicle, I think, for the other actors to, like the Leslie Jones. What was the guy who played his son?
Jermaine Fowler.
Yeah, like him. It was kind of their movie to me.
Yeah. And
they used the Come to America backdrop to push their little story.
Yeah.
So let's start from the beginning. So the movie had Eddie Murphy, dad, King Joffrey Joffer was dying, which you kind of saw in the trailer. King Joffrey Joffer was on his deathbed, and why did he need an heir like now? Because King Akeem is only like 50. He's still in good health. I mean, you want an heir, but
right.
I mean, it's like they push for this. Like, you need an heir before I pass. Like,
it's
he can still rule.
But like they said, you're too weak.
Oh, that's why he won.
Yeah. It's like you.
Oh, like old boy's gonna be better. Well, finish what you said.
So like the idea was, since you're so weak, they're gonna assassinate you within a week, maybe a month tops.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure you got an heir, so they know they're gonna have to deal with you and your soft ass. Like that's literally it. It's
That'll
like,
stop them from assassinating you.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, I get that.
Well, like, because if you have a son, then the idea is that gives you some time because you can use him as a bargaining chip. You can,
Yeah, because they know that getting rid of you won't matter.
Right.
Excuse me. But this brings in one of probably the most animated characters, or he's the most entertaining because he was hamming it up.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes' character.
General, easy.
And every time he walked in with a little skip.
Yeah, he had his little dice rolling walk, man.
But it was like, they ain't even got no music playing when he doing it. It's like, it don't even make sense.
And like every time, it's like all of the noise stops when he starts. Like there's been music, and then everything stops, and then he come in with his aviators and his riding crop.
I guess it's just the music in his head.
I want to know what his playlist is like. I'm serious. This dude like has his whole opening act. And then he gets announced. He come in with his riding crop, his aviators, and then he just
I was like, it gets to the point though. It's so they hammering it up so much that it's fun, but it's still like I can't take this serious. There's no way.
And this is the problem with movies like this, right? Is They try to lead you into some serious moments here and there, and some of the serious moments in this movie work.
Yeah,
but they're in the same movie as Wesley Snipes as General Easy, hamming it up, bringing his opening band with him everywhere he goes.
Michael Blackson is his hype man,
dude. When he's hyping him up in his first appearance, what do you call the inspiration for Mufasa? Now y'all know how Michael Blackson be doing, so it's like we already up here, and then that's immediately followed with Wesley Snipes being just completely out of left field.
Dude, okay. In one part, I want to praise his performance for saying, "I know what I'm in. I'm going to just ham it up."
Yeah.
Another part I'm going to maybe say. I thought y'all was gonna take this serious at one point. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what? Like after a fashion, I started feeling sorry for Africa. Because like you know, it's never just like a normal guy who happens to be African. You know, you gotta be a warlord, or you know, or you gotta be a refugee, or you gotta be some crazy stereotype. You can't like they never just happen to be African. It's always like his character here. Like even for an African warlord, he's next level with it.
Yeah, I know, but at least they said if we're gonna do an African warlord, we're gonna make him cartoonish, so he won't really be like a threat.
Yeah,
you know.
But like, I feel like that's the way they try to keep stuff from being offensive. It's like clearly it's a joke. Like that's the problem, though.
Okay, so Hakeem got a son, and as you see in the trailer, he had in his. So I was wondering how they was gonna do this, where they was like, he's gonna have a kid. And he's going to have a kid that was born in America when he went to America the first time or whatever. Because first they was like, you got a son in America. I'm like, how? And first when I first heard about it, I was like, that don't make sense. But when I saw it, it was stupid. But I'm like, that actually could have happened.
You know, it's not completely, you know, off the table that he might have gotten him a little something like.
Yeah,
you know,
but you would say
you're out there,
Leslie Jones, which I've been saying since day one, Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, man, maybe dude got so drunk or high that night that you end up waking up next to somebody like, oh my God, and then you just like, look, I'm just gonna pretend like this didn't happen.
Also,
30 years later, here come a 30-year-old like, hey, Pop.
Yeah, but like, and this is my problem with it. And this is just kind of like, assault against men is always couched as a joke, you know. But she didn't give him a choice. She kind of took it. Like even if he was interested, but he wasn't going to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Like she just said, nah, this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, they did the whole I'm so high that I didn't know what was going on, and next thing I know, I woke up next to somebody. Yeah, you know. Okay, whatever. It was Leslie Jones. So that's my problem there. This could have been anybody, but they chose the loudest, most ghetto actress in Hollywood today that's got popularity, and I didn't like that approach.
Me neither.
Where she came with all the stereotypes.
The only reason they chose her instead of Tiffany Haddish is because Leslie Jones can play an older chick. That's it.
Yeah, I guess. And as I said, so they came with all the stereotypes that you give a African American female, and when that was my problem too. Once they went to Africa, he came, got his son, took him to Africa. Once they got there, it was one bad joke after another. You know, it was, I didn't know y'all had this. Ooh,
look at that. You see what they got over there? You ever seen one of them? Man.
I knew it was coming, but it got to the point where I was like, oh, that's what we're going to do? Can we just get past this stuff? Because I already knew that was going to go. And what's the guy name that plays son?
Jermaine Fowler.
Yeah. He wasn't that impressive either. He get there.
And my problem is because not that the dude's a bad actor, he knows what he's doing, but the character they gave him, the lines they gave him, you can't save this.
Yeah.
You know, there is no actor on the planet that can read his lines and be like, yeah, that was impressive, right?
Yeah. This was a cash grab, man, and I'm sorry to say for anybody that's a fan of the original, which I am, it was just a cash grab. Yeah. They didn't have much there. Now, I'm going to tell you the good stuff, though. The costumes, the performances with the dance acts, those are all on point. It was
some legit CGI.
What you talking about, the lion scene?
Yeah, that lion looked good, man. Like as far as like just the way they rendered it and everything, that was actually really competent CGI.
Well, they got some money, you know. Yeah.
But it's like this movie This movie did not need great CGI. It needed half decent writing. Okay.
First of all, the story is just stupid, and they stretched out a story that could have been told in 10 minutes. That was also the problem. Yeah. So the callbacks. Let's talk about the callbacks. The barbershop scene.
Yeah.
I was kind of mad that they all look good. You know, Eddie Murphy still put the makeup on. He still did the characters like it was just like he just came out in 1989. But look at the conversations they had. Everything was like some old political stuff. Like everything.
You can't even grab a titty no more.
Yeah, and I was like, well, first off, they shouldn't be alive. But I was like, in the original, the old barbers, the conversation felt natural.
They were just talking shit.
Right. Now everything seemed like some stuff that you reading off the comment section in Facebook.
And so like this is part of the problem. Like this is just a weakness of this movie, the way they frame the plot. The stuff that happens in New York is just supposed to be catching them up on what's changed since the 80s.
Yeah.
The problem,
they got all that in the barbershop scene.
You got all that in the barbershop scene. You know, like they get out the limo, there's folks riding in the street with scooters, then they go into the barbershop. And then it's just, man, a lot has changed in America, you know, and they run everything down. It's like, so this isn't a conversation. This is a series of statements.
Yeah, exactly. Told through these characters, which don't even come off right.
Yeah.
And you messed up their whole chemistry. Their chemistry is just three old dudes talking crap about whatever subject, not giving no political statements and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It didn't work. And you took a lot of the comedy out of that because I'm watching that whole scene. I'm just like wasn't laughing. But I remember the original one. I'm laughing my ass off watching that scene.
Because like in the original, like that's what it's like when you walk into the barbershop. I've never walked into a barbershop where someone wasn't currently talking shit.
Yeah.
And then continued to talk more as the day went on.
Yeah.
Like I've never gotten a political dissertation in a barbershop.
Yeah. So and then we talk about, you know, once the whole story of bringing the prince to Zamunda, and now I want him to marry the general's daughter or whatever. What's her name? Megan.
That's the actress.
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor.
I don't know. I guess I was thinking Megan Thee Stallion for some reason. Anyway. Tiana Taylor, and I think, okay, is she gonna get some? She didn't really have no speaking parts. They just had her on display. We talked about this a little bit earlier, so we was wondering was they gonna show the whatever you like and all that. Yeah. I can't remember her name, but
I think her character's name is Imani.
Right,
I don't remember the actress's name.
Right, and she been in a lot of stuff, but the thing is, the way they did that character in that first movie, you would say, okay, y'all kind of owe her for that. Mm-hmm. So when she come back in this movie, they got her doing the same thing, and
she's
it's like
in
you didn't
same state you saw her in the last.
They played it as a joke, but that's not funny. And when I say it's not funny, not because it's just not funny, it's
cruel.
Right? It's not right. Yeah. And I know, it's a joke. No. You're not just
30 years of someone barking like a dog and being and acting subhuman is not funny.
Not to mention, it's not right to the actress, who that's all she got to do in the other movie. Let her have a line. Yeah. Let her tell why she mad at the prince for leaving her at the altar. You know what I'm saying?
It's more understandable in hindsight in a movie that wasn't about anything, you know.
Yeah.
But this movie like kind of makes a statement about like women's empowerment.
Yeah, it does, but that right there.
And then you have that joke.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's not right. Not to mention with Tiana Taylor, she did the same thing. She acted the same way, whatever you like, and all that stuff. Yeah. And you figure at some point she's going to say, you know what, I'm my own woman. I don't want to do this or whatever.
Like, or at least like when everything comes out, just like, man, I'm glad I wasn't trying to do all that.
Or yeah, right.
Something
to say. Okay, treating women like that is wrong.
Yeah.
They never got that message across.
Because like when you have a movie like this, and we've seen women treated as objects in these movies, and then you say, we're going to make a statement about treating women as objects. And then women continue to get treated as objects.
Yeah, and as a joke.
As a joke. Because like it's one thing to say, this stuff does still happen. We talking about it, but we ain't saying we going to fix it in 5 minutes. And then they say, oh, but hey, we gonna use this chick as an object. It's gonna be funny. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I mean, they had a jam-packed movie where they had so much to get. I thought that was something important they needed to get. Me personally, Because I was like, okay, after doing her so wrong, like, of course they're going to make up for that.
Like, at least treat it as a lesson.
Yeah, but no, they didn't. So
they made Eddie. You know what? They made Eddie look. They made Akeem look like he ain't nothing. like Akeem did not grow as a human being.
He was there just to push all the other characters, like a segue to the other characters.
Yes, that's it.
And like, this is his movie. Somewhere along the line, this ain't his movie. This became the sons and the kid, the younger versions. Of course, they kind of did. I don't want to tell the whole plot, but they did something similar to the original, where the prince met somebody and da da da, and it become like they movie. And I was like, oh God, that was just. It wasn't cringeworthy, but that's not this movie.
Right.
So it's like you took two movies and tried to put them together, and it's like, what is this?
Like, this feels like someone had a script they were shopping around, and someone said, well, look, I don't know if anyone's going to want to make this, but, Eddie's talking about making another Coming to America.
You see, a lot of the jokes were like, I was calling them before they happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, and I was because you saw it before I did, and we watched it, and I was like, hey, are they going to do this? And you like, sorry to say, yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did I know that? Because you telegraphing your jokes.
Well, like, because when I was watching it, like, I was, I had a meeting early in the morning, so I was staying up so I wouldn't, oversleep.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was disappointed at every joke. I'm like, I'm staying up watching this.
Man.
This is not helping.
It wasn't an easy watch, man, because I'm out of respect. I wanted to watch to the end, but I wanted to cut it off. I'm not lying.
Dude, you are not alone, man. It's a hard watch.
And, all the callbacks, they got respect because they got people like James Amos and James Earl Jones. Shall we talk about the way they... I mean, look, okay.
First off, I do love him in this movie. I love this character.
King Joffrey Joker.
Like, it's always nice to have someone who always plays like a couple of different kind of characters get to do something fun.
Yeah.
So he just talking mess every time he's on screen, dogging people out, and then you get to his funeral, which he demanded happen while he was still alive. He wanted to enjoy it.
Hey, respect for that.
I get it. Hey, look, I'm about it,
Yeah,
and then but
the
then
way
they
they
cap it off.
I wish I could find that scene, boy. The way they killed his dad. I wonder if I can find that, dude.
So we get the whole funeral, celebrity appearances, great musical accompaniments, and then during the last musical number, my son, I'm going to die now. And then just quietly.
I'm looking to see if I can find that clip, man. When they had him die, I can't find that clip. But they had him. He called when he was about to die, and he just quietly went to sleep.
Like, he basically just called scene. It's like, and
he said, "Now, son, I'm afraid this is time.
You can't pay me enough to be in this movie any longer, so I'm just going to die."
All right, whatever. Okay, it was not dramatic.
No, but it was
not
one of the best jokes in this entire movie.
I'm gonna tell you a dramatic scene that felt real as hell to me is when and Luke Cage when Pops the barber
Oh yeah,
which is a guy from the original which the landlord what's his name Faison, right? His name?
I think so.
I forget his name, but that was a real death scene. That hit me.
Yeah,
I down there teared up a little bit watching that death scene. This death scene was a joke.
Well, for one thing, it's hard to make a death scene hit when someone calls their own death scene. But also, like, he just nodded off.
Yeah, I know. He looked like he just nodded off. Like he's like, huh? Like he's about to wake up. Dad, huh?
No, I'm still watching. What's up?
Yeah. Don't turn that TV off. That's one of them. But yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. I didn't care for this movie, man.
Yeah.
I want to so bad.
Like, I'm I don't want to give the wrong impression. There are some great, there are a couple of really good performances here. Kiki Lane playing Akeem's eldest daughter.
Yeah, they were all good.
She got mad presence. Like we figured she'd be able to make something happen after we saw her in the Old Guard.
Yeah,
that girl has presence. And she moves like she know how to do something.
Yeah. So actually, the way how fit she looked and how she can fight, I don't know. I'd love to see her in some action movies.
Like it's one of the hardest
That's
things to train an actor to do is to walk like they character should walk.
Yeah.
Like she walks, I'm like, nah, that's the Princess of Zamunda. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Lisa looked good. What's her actress name? You know.
I just had it.
Everybody just know Lisa as Lisa.
Lisa.
Lisa McDowell.
Yeah.
Lisa looked good. A lot of the old people they brought back, they all look pretty good. James Amos looking old, but I mean, he about what 80 something, so you can't stay young forever. So he's okay. They brought back. And okay, I'll tell you what made me laugh. Arsenio, his characters, not Semmi.
Yeah,
I didn't like Semmi, but every character he played made me laugh.
In his defense, the character of Semmi isn't supposed to be likable.
Right. And he's not so bad as Semmi. It's just they don't really give him much to do.
Yeah.
But his old preacher.
The preacher.
So why he didn't have no clothes on that robe, I don't know.
Because he's basically just a sex offender.
Yeah,
I know. In a trench coat, he has his robe.
Yeah. They never went to the other one. They just made him just look at turn around, ladies, will you please? There's a God somewhere. But
and this is another thing. So they gave him the same the sanitizing treatment. So he's trying not to be so outward with the stuff anymore. After they broke him off in the first movie. But
I was gonna say the witch doctor.
The witch doctor.
Where did this character come from?
We didn't
even need that character at all.
So when they were talking about making this movie, this was a character they were really excited to put into this movie.
Didn't belong.
And they wrote, and this is why the character doesn't work, is because the character wasn't written for Arsenio.
Right.
The character was written for Dave Chappelle. They tweaked it so Dave Chappelle couldn't make it and somebody else was supposed to play the character. That dude couldn't make it.
I bet you Chappelle read this script, was like, this is gonna be a disaster. I do not want to do this. I mean, much respect. I know you got respect for Eddie and all.
He wanted to be in it. When he expressed he wanted to be in the movie, they wrote this character for him, and then.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a stupid character.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be there, and it was just it was just a jam packed of all these characters who didn't even really pertain to the plot. And I was like, all right, let's just have fun with it.
This always happens with these nostalgia bait movies, though.
Yeah, and that's all it was, man. The actual story was something I've seen 100 times.
Yeah.
And the young actors, we had the Jermaine, what's his name?
Jermaine Fowler.
Jermaine Fowler and his bride to be and all that. They didn't really bring their A game, but well, I ain't gonna say some of them did, but a lot of them I just really wasn't feeling. And the old ones, they just came in, did their little lines and they left.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Which it was cool to see them, but where's the story going?
Yeah. That and I was never rooting for anyone in this movie. I don't care about what's the son's name supposed to be, the character's name? Lavelle Johnson. Okay. But I don't care whether he becomes the prince or he goes back to Queens. I don't care.
They was better off doing a spinoff with his son going to America, whatever. They could have done this movie without all the original cast.
Yeah. You know what?
Where Eddie just had a one cameo and that was it.
This whole movie should have taken 5 minutes to let you know how this dude is his son, and then take off from the ending of this movie into him going back to America. Yeah,
or something like that, where I was like, none of that need to be. Not all the cameos none of them added to the plot at all.
Not at all.
Even
the resolution of the conflict took 5 seconds.
I know. We talked about that, where it was like, really, what did we do this movie for? If you could have resolved it like that, why did we sit here for an hour and a half?
Yeah. This movie literally, like, by virtue of the plot of this movie didn't.
That's a slap in your face.
Yeah.
You watched the whole movie for an hour and a half for a resolution to their problem, and they never solved their problem, and they just said, "Oh well, we'll just do this." Okay. That's a slap in my face because I sat here for an hour and 40 minutes and waited for you to come up with a solution, and that's your solution.
Like,
something you could have done
an
hour and 40 minutes ago.
You know, it's like I complain a lot about the giant portal in the sky nonsense in action flicks, but if nothing else, at least that's something that has to be surmounted. There is no walking away from it. This movie literally wouldn't have happened if a couple of dudes had just said, "You want to just make this work?"
Yeah, man. It's a little disappointing. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not disappointed. You know why? Because I saw that trailer. I kind of knew.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into.
I mean, because like,
but I thought it was gonna surprise me. But go ahead.
I didn't. But then you remember I gave it a vote of no confidence off rip. You know. But like when I was looking at that trailer, I'm like, the trailer was basically, remember all the things you liked in the original? Well, we've got that and more of that. It's gonna be great. We got such and such back. We got such and such back.
I'm telling you like this. I bet you they had a movie with.
I'd love to see the honest trailer.
They had a movie. We should do one. They had the movie with. They had a movie already set with those actors: Tracy Morgan, Leslie Jones. What's his name?
Jermaine Fowler.
I don't want to remember his name. That's why I can't remember his name. Jermaine Fowler, and all that. And then they said, "Hey, this coincides with the Coming to America plot. Let's combine them." That's all they did.
Yeah.
Because it didn't go together.
No.
And
there was just room in it.
Yeah.
It didn't fit, but there was room.
And I'm telling you like this, Leslie Jones is okay, but stop trying to put her in movies and do her shtick.
Well, like when you have shtick actors, they work best in small doses. Like look at the way look at the way Adam Sandler uses all of his friends in his stuff. Yeah. Everybody gets their 5 minutes, and then you go back in the background until like the end, and everyone comes back to remind everybody they were in the movie.
But can she stop being ghetto? I mean, can she?
I doubt it.
Act without acting ghetto? I bet she can.
Well, like I've seen her do it on SNL, but like
I'm talking about like really do a dramatic role and no stereotype ghetto-ness at all. Can you do that? I just wonder, can she do that? Because you know what? That's what I said. I bet she can, and I bet she good as hell. But guess what? Hollywood say, "Hey, we don't want that.
Yeah,
let's see some of that goofy,
come on,
ain't
Leslie.
your mama kind of shit."
Come on, Leslie, do the thing. Do the thing, Leslie.
Yeah. Well, she's not being funny right now. Hold on, I'll talk to her. Like, come on, I told all my friends.
I told these people you were cool.
I told all my friends you were so funny because you used to make us laugh all the time. So, can you just come in and do your, loud stuff? It's cool, right?
It's like, Leslie, why are you acting so like, proper?
Not black.
Black it up a little.
Yeah.
I told these people you were cool.
Yeah. Jeez. And I'm like, Leslie, please, just for once, tone it down.
Yeah. Like, it wouldn't even be a problem if, like, because even like the way she her own casual level of ghetto that she just like kind of tosses out like as her sense of humor, it's nowhere near that bad.
And right, but see, and the thing is, when you say we're gonna bring Americans to Africa, so we want African Americans. So every time we gotta go somewhere, we gotta be dumb, stereotypes, pimp wannabe rappers.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that, man. Everybody, that's not your everyday average black person in America.
Tracy Morgan, who's all he ever plays anymore is this like stereotype of a dude who thinks he's street.
The OG pimp.
Like, but not even a real OG, just someone who thinks he's an OG because he's from the neighborhood.
Whatever.
Like, that's his thing. It's like, listen here, man, I'm from the streets, okay?
Oh, well, then they had to went on ahead. They went so far as to make the dude right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap up. So that's Coming to America, the sequel to Coming to America. I did not care for the movie. It's a shame because I love everything. I love the idea of it. I love giving all these actors work, but not like this, man. Give them a real script. Yeah. Don't just have them show up just to show up. It's kind of like showing up to like a family reunion. Everybody like, remember this? Remember this? Which is okay if they sold it like that. Yeah. If they just said, hey, this is Come to America reunion. You know, reunion movie.
Yeah. Now, you know what this feels like? It feels like that, but it's like you got 3 of the old heads left.
Yeah.
And the only thing anyone's allowed to talk about is they stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, remember back when but we was talking about that time last year. Nah, this is a good story. This is a good story. Yeah. Like, this is that. Your party got hijacked by the old heads.
Which, I say, which can be cool, but you try to throw that other story in it, and y'all try to mesh it, and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
So I like the end scene where they showed all the basically like they gave us a lot of callbacks. They gave you all the little callbacks to the old school, which was kind of fun for me just seeing them, which is okay.
But the problem is that's all we needed.
Yeah, right. So just give me the end.
Yeah.
And cut out the rest.
Like,
give me the beginning and the end. The rest of it
I would have loved this movie if I only had the last 10 minutes.
If it was just a reunion.
Yeah.
Just give me a reunion. That's all we need. It's a reunion. Kids, no more movies.
Kids, come. I want you to meet all of my friends from America. You know.
And you know what? This might have worked as a VOD spinoff if you didn't pitch it as this and you said, you know how they do like they do a major movie or 2 major movies, then their part 3 go straight to VOD, and it's like loosely connected, but you just remember the old movie, and then you got this whole nother character that we follow. That's fine, because if you tell me this is not this is a sequel, but this is not the same people and all this, we just totally following a whole nother character on a whole nother adventure, and you know it's for your kids. That's cool. But you told us this was going to be a direct sequel to what we loved.
I know exactly how I would have written this movie. I know exactly what I would have done. Instead of him having to come back and supposed to become king, just be like, have the reunion that we saw at the end of the movie. Hey, you remember such and such? You know you got her pregnant, right?
I don't know about that.
No. So, like, he finds out he's got a son, whatever.
And
he has to teach him how to be a prince.
That's what this
and
was.
That's it. Not you gotta come back and become and marry such and such and all that. It's just like just make the whole thing a spin-off of him learning how to be a prince.
Why do you have to be a stereotype of a young black male? I want to be a producer, rapper, but I'm not shit.
No one will give me a chance.
Yeah, I don't. Why he have to be that? Why couldn't he be just
because they? Dude,
why couldn't he just work at a regular job?
Because the script that they turned into
but
this.
that is the new image of the
script that they turned into this movie didn't have enough development for any of these characters to matter. They just had frameworks for these characters. They just said, all right, we'll turn it into a coming to America.
Let's wrap up.
What's your rating? how bad is it?
I wanted to see what you was going to give it.
All right. Listen, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I desperately want to give this a hot garbage. I really do. But I loved Coming to America so much.
Yeah.
And I like seeing some of these folks come back.
Yeah, I know. It's out of respect, I can't give it to me personally.
I can't give it a hot garbage. But I can't give it a dope.
Hell no. You got to be truthful.
This movie is whack.
Yeah.
Or as Lisa said, wiggity whack.
I can't believe she said that shit. Man, dude, they threw out some old ass jokes.
They had to remind you that these people were from the 80s.
Oh yeah, that's what they was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they threw out some old jokes I ain't heard since grade school. And I was like, really, y'all? And I guess, okay,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was whack, man. I'm sorry.
All day.
It's the nostalgia. Some of the nostalgia moments were good. Some of the music was good.
Yeah.
The little performances was good.
Yeah.
But on a movie, bad.
Like, if this had just been a script,
watch the beginning and watch the end, and that's all you need.
If this had been a scripted party, not a movie, just a party that had some beats planned out, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, let's wrap up. I'm making this too long. So, all right, thanks for checking out the video, and I'm sorry to anybody who really enjoyed it. Don't be mad at me because I really wanted this to be good, and it really wasn't. So subscribe to the channel if you like our content, and hit the bell icon so you can get alerts every time we post new videos.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and drop a comment down below how you felt about the movie, if you agree or disagree with our take.
Yes, we out here. Peace.